I'm just basically minding my business, brother. Literally minding my business, doing my finally TV thing. I'm putting things together for my job at the hotel. Like, I'm preparing to like get away for a couple days, right? And I get occasional DMs in my IG where people are asking me like different things about, what's it cost? Some of them hit me straight up like, what's it cost for an interview? They get right to the point. Other ones are like, tell me the process on getting on your show. And, those are all great conversations that I have in my DMs. And but as of late, process on getting on your show. I'm
Sorry,
hearing
go ahead.
myself over there. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm out here. Yo, if you're in here right now, make sure you hit that like, hit that share. We're having a conversation. So I'm in my DMs, right? And I get this one, and it's from someone who I had met in the past. We had talked about coming on the show and doing a Voice of Valley and talking about, their talents, what they do. This person in particular is a dancer, right? So out of nowhere, kind of disappeared, unfollowed me, and some time had passed, and then out of the blue, I get a follow request or a follow notification. So I'm like, oh, kind of recognize you, follow back, whatever. Instantly get a DM. It goes like this: how come we never got an interview together? I'm also from the 845 and I'm a dancer. I don't see no upcoming dancers. They're just singers and rappers. I would love to get on the radio. All right, cool. So, hey, this is me. Hey, you disappeared, LOL. I'll send you some details for the Voice of the Valley interview. They wanted me to disappear. That's why you should send me details. I need to be heard and seen. Sounds like a perfect candidate for Voice of Valley. Big facts. I'm with it. I'm with it too. Let's do it. Okay. Details for Voice of the Valley. To get an interview, there's a $50 processing fee to lock in a date. I have openings in the upcoming weeks. I usually do interviews on the weekends. There's a few Sundays that are open here and there, but don't get your hopes up on those. My Cash App is this, and I'm over in Beacon. Let me know when you can get to me. Likes the message. Cool. Comes back. Okay, for sure. I will let you know because I'm in New York right now, so I will have to get up there as soon as possible, and I'll get back to you very soon. Thank you. You mean not in New York, right? Either way, okay, great. We'll talk soon. Like, I'm in Queens, I mean. Oh, okay, cool. Next message. And LOL. Don't worry about it. I don't need your radio show to make it or to be heard. My time is coming. I appreciate it. I don't need no pity love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the entire conversation, Black. I need I need y'all to help me make this sense, bro.
Oh Lord.
I don't need pity love. What happened here, Black? Talk to me, brother. Tell me what happened. What happened to the young lady in our conversation? Where did I go wrong?
Hey, go back to the part. Read again from the part where the person says, "I'm in New York," and then they talk about I'm in Queens. Start there.
Okay. Because I told him the whole details about Voice of the Valley. Yep. Then she likes that. That's important. She likes that. Okay, for sure. I will let you know because I'm in New York right now, so I'll have to get up there soon as possible, and I'll get back to you very soon. Thank you. And I said, you mean?
Hold on. We're gonna break it down. So they say I'm in New York, meaning that they're in the city. That's what they mean when they say that. All right, your response is, go ahead.
And I didn't know that, right? Because she's saying I got to get up there, right? So I'm like, you mean not in New York, right? LOL. And I said, but either way, let's okay, great, talk soon. She likes that.
Mm-hmm.
Then she says, like, I'm in Queens. So I like that. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? LOL. Her. Okay, great. Her. And LOL, don't worry about it. I don't need your radio show to make it or to be heard. My time is coming. I appreciate it. I don't need no pity love.
All right. How much time passed between the getting back on page and the pity love message? This is important.
11:46 a.m.
Uh-huh.
and then 3:53. So
PM?
4 hours. Yep. 4 hours later.
Okay.
I'm still trying to make it make sense. I'm reading now. I'm like, what happened here?
Now, what's your question for the audience?
My question is, first of all, have I ever said I have a radio show? And she's talking about she wants to be seen and she wants to come on my radio show.
Sure.
Okay. So my question to the audience is, I left this conversation alone. When I read that message, I was like, you know what? Right? Like I'm just gonna, So was I correct in doing that is my question. What's up, party people?
You gotta run. Look, you gotta run away from that. You don't just walk away. You run. You run quickly in the opposite direction when the conversation goes that left for no reason.
Wow, wowzers! Right, but that's really what I'm looking for, Black. For no reason. I really didn't do nothing in that conversation to warrant that.
I mean, they may have taken the whole not in New York thing as you trying to be funny, because they may have thought that you didn't know what they meant when they said I'm in New York, and you said, "Oh, you're not in New York." Right.
I mean,
because people in the city say I'm in New York. They don't say I'm in the city. They say I'm in New York.
Right. So I thought she just missed a letter, missed a word.
I get it,
basically, but it is what it is. So I think let me see what's going on in this chat room right now. I love y'all. Make sure y'all hitting that like, hit that share. Let's get this thing popping. We got some stories for y'all. I got another story for y'all. So let's see, who is this? Okay. All right. So we all up in here. We good. Hit that like, hit that share. What up, Angie? I see you. So also in my DM, sir.
Oh, DM's going crazy. Got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Because I got a little vocal over the weekend while I was away about my discontent with some of the attitudes around here. Yep. So this gentleman hits me up. Let me see if I could find this message. He kind of got lost because I got who this? Rock's Kitchen. Last week in Facebook, tell this broad to kick rocks. They don't understand exposure. One person or 1,000. It's a numbers game. It really is, Rock, man. Shout out to Rock's Kitchen. Apparently, he's back in the in Facebook jail.
Yo, Rock got to stop doing those things to get in trouble, man. Do better, Rock.
I know. What exactly are you doing, bro, that you are getting in trouble all the time? Oh, here we go. Okay. This is insane, bro. I think I handled this one correctly, but I just want to share with y'all the mentality that people have, all right? So if you know my IG at Finally TV, make sure you go and follow that. I had posted on there a word meme, right? And it basically said, if you're given an opportunity to get free exposure and you turn your nose up at it, I cannot F with you. Go be dope in the dark and don't ask me for nothing unless you asking me for my Cash App to get an interview. Fuck out of here. 100. Voice of the Valley, right?
Oh, man. Talking big shit.
So in my DM.
What? Hold up. Go be dope in the dark.
Yep.
I like that. That's fire. Okay, continue on. Go be dope in the dark.
Right. Yep. So I get a response to my story, and it goes a little something like this. LOL. This is the issue with the 845. Y'all act like y'all done made it or something. Why the F any of those young kids you take advantage of would send you any type of money? You only have 1,000 followers. That's not exposure. You're setting yourself up for failure. This is why I had to leave that area. Y'all delusional.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Big shots fired.
This is what I deal with, okay?
So
I take that in. I have a lot of things to say, but my cooler head prevails. And I reply, that's one way to look at it. I completely disagree, but you're entitled to your opinion. Good luck with your career, 100. And then I think this dude speaks English. I'm pretty sure he's in America somewhere, but he does not write that way. So off of me saying good luck with your career, 100. I do not, period, weed, like W-E, like we would, like weed, luck. I got out of that hole years ago with 3 different deals, LOL, laughing emoji. It upsets me to see so many people from my area build this false sense of reality. It makes the 845 look like ish. But yeah, to each his own. I had so much to say when I read that, but I only retorted with word. To each his own. with the bullseye.
Yo. Oh shit.
What's happening, bro? Like I'll send you the IG.
Yeah.
I don't even know. And I'm not, all I want to know is, did I handle that appropriately? Like, sometimes I feel like I'm a little out of touch. I'm older than y'all. I think I handled that appropriately. I think I could have got real.
I think you took the road,
the high road, definitely.
The road less traveled.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is the whole thing the whole thing?
No, the first part's his name where he go by, but the last part, that's the actual IG.
All right. So after the space between the first word, that's the IG handle. Copy.
Don't beat him up, Black. Don't beat him up.
Listen,
I'm not sticking my goons on anybody. I'm just saying.
Like you said, to each his own. He had 3 deals, huh?
He had 3 deals.
That's what's up. Where that track at?
I don't know. I don't know. Mind you, this is somebody who sent me their Spotify in my DMs like 2 years ago, and I just liked it. I didn't do anything with it.
Was it popping?
Probably not if I didn't go back to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, truth be told, maybe I got busy and I forgot that I had a DM with a link to check out. Maybe that's possible, but come on, man.
Okay.
So
sum this all up. You've been having some interesting DM conversations going on over the past few days.
I have.
Gabe, does the 845 have this false sense of self-importance and it's finally TV
taking advantage of people out here?
Guilty of that.
Man, I wish my people could come to my rescue right now and just talk about what I do, but absolutely don't agree with any of that. Like I told him, I completely disagree. I think it's comical and laughable to say that I'm taking advantage of anybody in any way, shape, or form ever. Sure. If anything, I've been taken advantage of, but I've made it so. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm out here getting bullied, you know what I'm saying? But like, if anything, the platform gets taken advantage of, but it's supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're supposed to do, right. So, nah, man, I don't know what this false sense of reality is for him that he's talking about. Like, cause like all I can think of is like, he's reading that post. Obviously he follows me to see my story. You know what I'm saying? He sees me saying, y'all gonna have to pay for that now because you don't know how to act when you're offered something for free. You know what I mean? He's seeing that and saying, why would they pay you? You ain't doing nothing, I think that perspective is all about what you're paying attention to. Cause like, I'm not on the big radar. This platform's not on a big radar. You know what I mean? But when you talk about this area, I think once in a while, once in a blue, I think my little finally TV pops up. You know what I'm saying? I think that's true, So I don't know. I'm just trying to build some, just like all the artists out here and all the other professionals out here that I've had on the show, you know, and trying to build people up and tell their story and stuff like that. Like,
right.
I said it, I put out, you go check my YouTube. And another thing about my YouTube, yo, I'm only 2 subs away from getting 600. So I need 2 of y'all to go over there that haven't subbed and go sub to the YouTube. Get me to 600 by the end of tonight. We could do that. We got some time, and y'all could get me to 600. But I said it on there, bro. You know, it's like, let's be real. Any upcoming artists, nothing personal to any of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody care about your story. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody care about your story. I'm sorry if that's news to you, you know what I'm saying? But nobody gives a shit. So, you know, it's like, you got to create that. You know what I'm saying? They don't care who Gabe is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to hear the story. They want to be able to buy into something. You know what I mean? Right. But you got to make them notice it, and you got to make them care about it. You got to make it sustainable. You know what I mean? And, you know, a platform like this, and even Too Humble and 845 The Mix Show and Rec Boys and, you know, In the Field Radio and everybody who's doing stuff like this. The whole idea is that I exist because you cannot go to Hot 97 today, sir or madam, and get interviewed up there.
Yo, Gabe, ain't this interesting that somebody who can't go to Hot 97 would turn up their nose at platforms that they do have access to? It's like, you're not big enough to reject me, but I can't go to the spots who big enough to reject me to even get any kind of airtime. So,
yeah,
what are you doing?
And that's why, you know, the Speak for Yourself exists and all that stuff. You know, shout out Georgezilla. You know, without a local platform doing something,
I wouldn't even say local. I would say a smaller platform, because damn near every platform is smaller than Hot 97. So it doesn't matter. It's all relevant, right? It's all perspective, how you look at it. Mm-hmm. Listen, bro. To me, that's like somebody saying, look, I know 300. I like the Migos and Baby and all them, but y'all niggas ain't Def Jam. So
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just wouldn't happen, right? It wouldn't happen. No. It wouldn't happen. No.
This one got me, bro.
It's interesting.
This one got me. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Monster out here.
Absolutely, Monster. If you don't have haters, you aren't doing it right. That's absolutely true. That first person that you had that interaction with, I know that person. And I know that they a little unstable. So I wouldn't take that personal.
Yeah. Just
so you know, I wouldn't take not even a little bit. That person takes everything as a slight, everything, a joke, a look. You ain't text back in 5 minutes. It's an issue. You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is. That second person with the 3 deals. 3 deals,
bro. And he's still talking to me though, and he's still seeing my story with his 3 deals.
To each his own, man. What a week. What's up, everybody?
What's goody out here? I see. Do I see Magic in here? That's Matt McNeil. That's Magic. What's going on, brother? Nice to have you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, man. Crazy times. I need to see my peoples, man. Like, straight up. Like, I'm not getting a lot of interaction, like, with my friends right now. And it's like wearing on me. I think the next time I actually see some of my friends is the football fantasy draft I'm having. And that's too long, man.
When that's going down, bro?
3 weeks.
You didn't invite me.
Son, what are you talking about? I didn't invite you. I have an opening.
You didn't invite me is what I'm talking about. Like I just said, you didn't invite me.
You wanted to be just at the draft? The league
is full. Do you mean?
Why do you want to just be at the draft? Why do you want to be at the draft?
You know what? This is my last episode on Finally TV's presents What We Talking About.
Gabe's out here taking advantage of me now.
Yeah, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. I'm taking my show on another platform.
Why are they acting like you charging a rack? You have a business to run as well. Right, Rock? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what Angie said. Angie's like, yo, even if it was true, like, let's just say you out here scumbagging people, right? Sure. She's like, you're going to do all that for $50? Like, you know, like.
His 3 deals, the advance didn't come through yet. So that 50, listen, that's that grown man work. You know what I mean? You got to. You got to stretch that out.
That's food. That's food for the next 3 days.
That's two drinks at that bar in the city he at.
Oh, hey, a word. That's why you had to get out of here.
Or the door cover in one drink. You know what I mean? You gotta. You know what I mean?
The door cover in one drink. Yo, July 27th. A pretty good day in hip hop. If you rewind the clock for Back in the Years and Gabe, we were talking about them last week, like the whole not Gorilla, Cash Money and what's his face, back that ass up, Juvenile and that whole camp. Hot Boys put out Guerrilla Warfare, their second album, on this very day, something like 20 something years ago. I can't believe that much time has passed that a whole human being could drink alcohol from the day that album came out to now. That person can drink alcohol. That's crazy to me.
Getting that on CD and putting that up in the Act Legend.
Yeah,
like for real.
In the Act Legend. We were just talking about Act Legends. Oh, you was that dude in the hood if you had the Act Legend.
I had the 96. Oh, you know what I mean? Look, on 18, I kept them clean.
Wow. You really was. I wish I knew you back then. But yeah, Guerrilla Warfare dropped. That's crazy though.
Your boy definitely had one of the house speakers wired to the shit in the trunk, in the back seat. Big ass wooden speakers. Yeah. I was that dude. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. But why did I have But why did I have my pop's white Oldsmobile Cutlass Cruiser station wagon with my two big ass house speakers in the back of the wagon part, all hooked up?
Listen, if you've a certain age, you've done that before. You know what I mean? I was like 17 riding around.
Yep.
With the house speakers in the back seat. Yeah.
I thought it was cool as hell.
Cool as a motherfucker. Couldn't tell me shit.
This shit loud, right? Loud, right?
Like get loud and distorted. Shit sound horrible, nigga.
You ever heard of an amp? You ever heard of actual speaker wires? What you using? You know? Also on the same day, Fat Joe dropped his debut album, Represent, that obviously had the lead single, You Gotta Flow, Joe. You Gotta Flow, Joe. Those trumpets in the beginning of that song, man, were everything for me. If you were a Bronx head or just a straight like East Coast head with the raps and all that, when you heard Fat Joe's Flow, Joe, it was on and popping. That got everybody wanting to rhyme, man. That oh man, that shit was wild. So salute to those two factions. Fat Joe, obviously, he's figured out the formula, right? He pops up every like 5-6 years with that number one hit and then disappears for a little while. So salute to him. And I know all those hot boy dudes, I'm sure they are well off doing their thing. I haven't heard too much from
or they not. BG still doing a bit. Or he just got home.
No, he just got home. Yeah.
Yeah, Turk did a bit. Like, them niggas down bad, bro. What you mean?
Yeah, man. Well, maybe you're right. You're right. Juvenile's all right. He chilling.
I mean, he signed the Cash Money again, so he ain't doing good either.
Well, half of that's doing good.
He just did the Vax That Thing Up remix for that dating app I was telling you about.
Yeah,
so how good is he doing?
Yeah, I'm saying.
If y'all ain't seen it, Vax That Thing Up. Go look for it. It's a mess.
So why did I spend, I don't want to exaggerate. I hate exaggerating. Why did I spend about 12 minutes of my life on Friday waiting for this damn Donda album, and it never came though?
Because you don't learn. It's like you don't know who Kanye West is.
I kept checking my phone. I'm like, maybe he's not dropping on Apple Music. I got to go over the title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't dropping until August 6th now, y'all. August 6th is the new date for Donda.
That's what people say.
That's what they saying.
Did you watch the performance in the Mercedes-Benz Dome?
No, he in Atlanta, right?
So there are no drums.
There's no drums?
They're all strings. Yeah.
Do you think he did that on purpose for the listening party?
Either he did it on purpose or that's what he got to finish. With Kanye, you never know. There was just no drums. Everything was just rapping over strings, which is cool for like a song, but 12 songs in a row, like, this is weird.
Nah, bro, that whole Jay Electronica Jay-Z album, bro, I was mad at that because the drums never dropped.
But they had drums in it. It was a kick and a snare eventually. This had no drums, Gabe. Zero. It was all acoustic. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he did that just for the listening party, so you could like just hear what's going on.
I don't think so. I think that's how it's supposed to be. Nah. I will say the Return of the Throne was the big story from that.
Return of the Throne. Why?
Jay-Z verse.
Oh.
Last song of the night was The Throne.
Oh.
Kanye and Jay-Z. Jay-Z dropped a couple jewels, said it might be a Return of the Throne. Watch the Throne Part 2 coming.
Did you like that album?
I did.
Do you understand the hate that album gets?
Because it's not.
Like, do you understand where they're coming from? That perspective.
I do.
Okay, I don't. Explain it to me. Why did some people hate that album though? I don't get it.
Because it came out in 2011, and at that point in time, it doesn't sound commercial. A lot of the beats sound. I don't know. It's just not. It doesn't sound mainstream. Like even like Otis, the way that is put together, that's not. I love that. Of course, but it's just a sample with a kick and a snare. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a horn stab. So that's literally all it is. So like, okay, cool. A lot of the production up there is super different. And a lot of the ideas they're supposed to be introspective and grown man music, but Kanye wasn't in his phase yet where he was doing that. He still want to talk about bitches and shit, and I think it kind of diluted a lot of the songs. Not because he was bad, just because it just didn't flow right. You got to really go back and listen to it and be like, I get it. Some of these songs. And there's a lot of filler. Like, that's not a classic album. It's a good album.
It's a good album. I didn't hate it though.
But even shit like Ham is like, how do you even frame Ham? Which came out a year before the album dropped. It doesn't sound like anything you're used to hearing. Maybe it had like some trap leanings. Maybe it had like some, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that kind of song is.
Right.
It's a non-traditional rap album is what I'm saying. The sonically, the sound's fucking weird.
I get it. Maybe I was just ready for that when I heard it, like personally. So I didn't see it as like so astonishing. I thought it was super dope just to like, hear Jay, that way. And then just having it mixed with all that Kanye craziness that he can do with the production. I don't know. I just appreciated it.
He was coming off a lot of classic production, and he had just dropped 808s and Heartbreaks. And like Kanye's sound has evolved over time, but people still wanted that All Falls Down feel. Like the way he was producing his first 10 years is what they wanted on that album, and it didn't. It was just weird. And I get that he was trying to make it sound like a moment in time. A moment of history, but I ended up diluting the product. I think instead of just making bangers, he made all this abstract shit that was supposed to be like super grown up and super lit, super not lit, but super eye opening, super woke, and it didn't come across that way to me. It came across so feeding.
Which album was it that Timberlake set it off? Was that Watch the Throne?
No, you're talking about
which one was that?
You're talking about Holy Grail. Jay-Z,
Holy Grail. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yes.
Magna Carta, Holy Grail.
Yes. Magna Carta. Yeah. That album gets hate too, and I like that one too. But I don't know.
I think that's a good album.
You what?
I think that's a good album.
Yeah, I think that's a good album too. I thought he got more diverse on that one. Like if he could, he did. I loved it. I felt like he was playing with hip hop. That's how I felt like he was like, yo, this is what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like, what up, Monster? Yo, peace. Bill Skills in the building. That man is on every Sunday. Won't be this Sunday, I don't think, but 12 to 3, 91.3. Digging in the Crate Show with DJ Bill Skills.
So look, before we jump off the Donda thing, are you looking forward to it because I brought it up, or are you actually last week? Or are you actually curious as to what it's going to sound like?
I'm curious to what it's going to sound like.
Okay. Because I watched that show on Apple TV, and I liked a lot of that shit. Even without the drums. Like, even the weird abstract shit he was doing was like, yo, this is kind of different. I kind of mess with this. Because it wasn't gospel, but it wasn't completely like secular suck a dick. Like, it was this weird middle ground.
Right.
it was kind of interesting to see what he did with that.
Rec Boys in the building. I see you, Chris. What's goody? You catch them every Wednesday, 7 p.m. on Facebook in the studio with the Rec Boys. Going on, Chris? Love you. Hit that like, hit that share. Make sure you get your people in here, see what you watching, because they all watch you. You know, speaking of jumping off the topic, brother, I got when I got to pay homage, when I gotta come back, you know, respectfully, I must say, brother, you were right. Donis, Milwaukee Bucks, 6, 4
Didn't
straight.
I call it? I never wavered.
You called it. I was wrong. You were right. You're a genius. I'm an idiot. You're ever knowing. I will never know.
Mm-hmm. So I said it right, and I didn't waver.
You had a caveat in there. You did mention Giannis. I went back to the show.
Correct. I added the caveat, but the minute he played, I never wavered. When we was down 0-2, I never said, "Oh, it's now 7 or Phoenix and 6." I never said that shit. I said what I said. If Giannis plays game 1, Bucks and 6. I didn't say they had to win the first game. I just said Bucks and 6.
Right. And they did. I give it to you, man. I felt like Phoenix put up a great fight. I think they were some good games to watch. Yeah, you know what I mean? There were some exciting moments in them, but it just felt like as hard as Phoenix would try, it didn't take much for Milwaukee to just control the games. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
they played a very, very unselfish series, man. I would love to go back to that and go look at how many assists and pass to assists there were in that game for the Bucks, man, in the 4 games that they won in a row. Because I just felt. What was that?
Go ahead.
No. I felt like they epitomized like team basketball and just said, okay, we know who our best player is, and we're gonna feed that. But when you're not there, we be there for you. And they did that for 4 games straight.
Absolutely. Shout out to the Bucks.
Yep. Shout out to the Bucks. Shout out to you for being correct. Bucks just played a better game, right? That's what Bill Skills says. Over here, we are just chilling. It is What We Talking About every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube nowadays. We're fancy around here sometimes. The other thing that I wrote down to talk about today, Black, was just real quick. The Wu-Tang album, the Shaolin one, the one that got bought for a bunch of money and was never going to get released, got sold again. Did you peep that?
No, I didn't.
But they're saying like a government entity like has bought it. So now the big question is who, like somebody bought it anonymously, so they don't know exactly who. But now there's talks and rumors about may it be released now, you know, and released to the masses. Are you in the slightest bit excited to hear a Wu-Tang album that was recorded in 2015?
No.
Could you understand, I guess, almost like an NFT? Could you see value in having that?
Well, for me or for somebody else?
Somebody else.
Sure.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I could too. I mean, obviously there's value. It was like a $2 million purchase, I think, or something like that. But what was this? And Holiday. Oh, he's talking about the finals. Yeah, and Holiday stepped up, but yeah, he did. I'm not that excited for that. I'm a big Wu head. I love the Wu-Tang. But I gotta say, I'm probably not so excited to. If I heard it, yeah, it'd be cool. I wouldn't clamor for it though, personally. You know, it's kind of like it. You kind of get the impression like the Wu didn't even really care about it. They made a little stink about it for a little while, and then after a week or so, they dropped it anyway. You didn't hear anything else about it. But interesting times with that. What is on your agenda, sir? Did you have something you want to talk about today? Let's talk about it.
Now, we got sidetracked last week. I thought we were going to talk about the highest grossing rappers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let me bring out my list. That's a good one. Who's at the bottom of that list?
Excuse me.
Bless you. Top 20. And this is just for 2020?
Mm-hmm.
Just 2020. Highest.
So we brought this up a little bit last week. At least I was trying to. Right. Went a little bit long. I think we'll let y'all know. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but obviously touring last year was basically at a standstill. I mean, people toured, a month or two. And then that was a dub. Double XL, I'm not Double XL. Forbes put out their highest paid rapper list of 2020. Because obviously you can't look at real time shit. You gotta look in the past and look for when taxes get filed. And once again, people, nothing you do is private, right? Your earnings is believe it or not, public record. What you pay in taxes is public record. And once you know that, you can just do the math to figure out how much you actually earn. Does that make sense? So they don't post your salaries or nothing like that, but it's public record how much money you paid in taxes. Anybody can go request that. Does that make sense? Because you got to know how much money the government's receiving to have oversight over what they're doing with it. That's why it's not to invade your privacy. So you figure out that Drake paid $3 million in taxes, and you can do the rest of the math. Does that make sense? Because it's all a formula, and the formula is a public thing. Right. So highest paid rappers of 2020. I thought it was very interesting. I'm gonna go through some of the people on the list. Gabe, I believe I was asking you last week before the show. I know you're looking at it now, aren't you?
Yep.
I told you would have never guessed the highest paid rapper of 2020. Am I correct?
So you know, I only see names. I'm not seeing the actual list and what order they're in. I don't even know. So I don't even know if this is it.
Highest paid rapper last year, Post Malone.
Post Malone,
23 million. And number 2 isn't even close. And this is why I want to bring this up. Yeah, because this says a lot about what I've been saying for a long time. And people that watch this show, people that know me personally, y'all fight me on this. When I talk about who you make music for is important, you act like what I'm saying sounds weird. You make it personal when I'm not using personal. I'm using literally a fact, right? And I'm going to explain what I mean. So Post Malone made $23 million last year in a non-touring world, which means that he was eating. People streaming his music. The few shows he did do, it is what it is. People consume that. Number 2 is Drake.
Yep.
He made half that.
Basically, right? Well, not half. It's 14.
No, but it's basically fucking half that. It's like 40. It's like 45% less. Bro, it's like half that. Yeah. All right. Number 3, Young Boy Never Broke Again.
I don't even know how. How?
12 million. People, the same reason why he's on. The people who listen to his shit love him. He puts out 8 albums a year. They're all bad, right? But he constantly puts out music. So he's constantly eating off of streams. When you release 5, 6, 7 albums a year, even if they're garbage, and you got a built-in fan base, and that's his secret. That's it. Cool? Number 4, Lil Baby. 11.7 million. He right there. Right? Number 5, Marshall Mathers. 9.7 million. Let's talk about this. There's a lot of rappers.
2 albums.
He did. There's a lot of rappers. We went from 23 million, one person, to 9.5 million and 5.
By number 5. Yeah.
By number 5. Yeah. Remember when we talk about all the time that the rappers is broke? This is exactly what I mean. I'm gonna dig slightly deeper to make my point. The Baby was at 9 million. Future was at 8 million. Roddy Ricch is at 7 million. Rod Wave is at 7 million. Kanye is at 6 million. Travis Scott is at basically 5.5 million.
You skipped Future.
I didn't. I said Future.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did. Future's at 8 million, like I said. Roddy Ricch is at 7.5. Rod Wave was basically 7.5. Kanye is at 6.5. Travis Scott is at 5.75. That's your top 10. I went from one guy making 20 million plus, 3 people making 10 to 12, whatever million. Another 5 people making 5 to 8 million for a whole year. Think about all the people I didn't name.
Right. Because it's only taking consideration last year.
Yeah, this is just last year. So this is just a whole year of whatever, right?
Right.
Lil Durk put out 3 albums. He ain't make $4 or $5 million. Think about what I'm saying. Niggas ain't made no money. Lil Durk was everybody. He ain't made no money. Meg Thee Stallion ain't made no money. She was fucking everywhere. Cardi B ain't made no money. Migos ain't make no money. No, let's talk about this, bro.
How did Cardi not make money?
Lil Wayne put out an album, ain't make no money.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne put out an album, ain't made no money. He put out 2 albums, ain't make no money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your favorite rappers is broke. And I'm not saying broke meaning that they don't have any bread. Let's talk about what I mean. Like 42 Doug was everywhere, he ain't made no money. Right? Coi Leray ain't make no money.
Yeah.
This is important.
Where's the rest of the list? Where's the rest of the list?
These other niggas won't even make a list. They're not even gonna track a nigga that made 400,000. You know what I'm saying?
Around in the top 10. Here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here it is.
400,000, whatever.
Wow.
There's 2 angles here. If you make $3 million, right? Let's just say that in a year, you actually make 1.5 off top. If y'all don't understand how taxes work on the rich, that's how it works. They basically playing half. He said, what about tours? Nobody could tour. Are we just talking record sales? Scales, I'm going to get into that in a minute because this is my topic for the day. We're going to get into that and what this actually means. But this is important to understand this.
Okay.
If you make $3 million, you made 1.5. True, Gabe? The top level basically pays 40% of taxes. So it's like 1.7 and some change. And then you add on all the other shit that they got to pay for. I'm just going to tell you it's half. It's basically to make half take home.
Right.
1.5 million sound like a lot of money. It's not. The minute you buy the first Bentley, the first Wraith, you get the first crib, you buy the fucking $50,000 jewelry, you gone. It's a wrap. Right? Your friends who live off of you, your mama who quit her job because you gotta hold her down, your girl who wants Birkin bag this, Birkin bag that, right? Your $300,000 Balenciaga sneakers, which is ugly as fuck. This sounds like a lot of money, but it ain't. You can't fly commercial. If you fly commercial, you get clowned. You have no option but to wear like a face mask like Kanye or to go get a private plane, which is gonna cost you 20 grand. You're paying for fuel. You're paying for the pilots. You're paying for the stewardess. You understand? You're paying 20 grand just so you don't get clowned for flying commercial saying you're a big rapper. This doesn't even count the other 50 million rappers out here that got any kind of buzz. I'm talking about just the tippity top. These niggas don't make no money.
Right.
Agreed, Gabe?
Yeah.
Lil Durk ain't make no money off rap. Did y'all hear what I'm saying?
I know that's crazy. His name's everywhere.
Make $3 million.
His name's everywhere.
His name's fucking everywhere. But let's go a little bit deeper. The number one grossing rapper on this list is somebody who didn't put out music at all last year. Post fucking Malone. Lap Drake. Didn't drop an album. Didn't tour. You know why? And Drake's the biggest thing on the planet. But I've been saying this all along. You know why, Gabe? How come Post Malone made more money than Drake? Way more money than Drake.
He's appealing to a bigger audience.
Because he white.
He's appealing to a bigger audience.
Because he white. Oh, we talking. Listen, we talking now. Because he white. Because he's white.
Is that it? Just breaks down that easy?
Is that easy? Hey, Gabe, is he making rap or is he making pop? What's he doing?
Pop.
Ooh. Hey, Gabe, is he piggybacking off of rap though?
Yeah.
To make his pop?
Heavy rap influence in,
but it's fucking pop, ain't it? Hey, Gabe, why he lapping Drake?
I know that's crazy. Does he just straight up have a better deal?
No, Drake is independent, and Post Malone got to pay people. Yeah.
So that's not. But that number doesn't take into consideration, does it? It's not. It's just saying what you grossed. It's not saying what you had to pay out.
It's saying what you made.
Right.
And I think they consider it is based off of what you paid in taxes. So obviously, look, somebody could have gave Drake $1 million under the table. He ain't paying no taxes on it. It's possible. But this is endorsements. This is you got a liquor. You selling merch. You're supposed to pay taxes on it. Unless you're trying to go to the prison, because it always catches up with you. Ask Wesley Snipes. This is based off of what you paid in taxes. That number is extrapolated. It's very easy. You can't hide it.
So then the answer to Bill's question is yes, it does include the tours and all that. It should.
And there were no tours last year, but there was a handful. There was some.
Mm-hmm.
People were on, like Travis Scott was on tour, and his tour got canceled because of COVID.
Right,
like, I was going to say, and he had to stop.
Yeah, January, February, it was okay. Things were
fine.
March,
a little bit in April, people were still touring.
You know, and then everything stopped.
Cool. So we can take it to the bigger picture. Yeah, a lot of niggas didn't tour, and if they toured, they would have made some money. You're right. Let's talk about a tour deal. Mm-hmm. Hey, Gabe, what is the highest grossing tour from 2019? Now, if you remember, we talked about this last year on the show, and I broke down to you what it was, and you saw who made the most money touring. And there was only one rapper in the top 40. Remember that list? It was all classic acts. It was all Rolling Stones. It was all shit like that. It was old motherfuckers.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. And,
yep. Mm-hmm, it ain't hip hop. Remember who was on that list? It was a little bit of Drake at like 20th something. Remember? Mm-hmm. And there was like Travis Scott in like the 40s. It was a real slim list. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Vaguely, but yes.
Sure. The highest grossing tour in 2019, I don't want to lie, it was like $40 million, but it was like a rock band.
Yeah.
I think Drake made like 18 million off of his tours the previous year, like 18 million. That's what like the biggest album on the planet. He was like literally, he grossed 18 million. Mm-hmm. And let's talk about the tour money. So that's straight money. That's not based off of extrapolation. That's based off of ticket sales, merch, all the things you do on the tour. Hey, Gabe, did Drake put the tour on, or did Drake show up and perform?
He showed up and performed.
Cool. Who rented out the venues?
His team.
Drake money. Who paid the sound people? The security guards.
Drake. Yeah,
Drake money.
He funded it.
Okay. Who paid for the power bill? Drake money. Who rented the buses?
Him.
Drake money.
Anything to do with it.
Hey, Gabe, how much do labels get off of touring?
I don't know. Doesn't that depend on the deal? Doesn't that depend on the deal?
At the best, it's 50-50 a split.
Right.
At the best, 50-50. Right. Hey, Gabe, did Drake make 18 million or did he make 9?
Only 9.
And after he paid for everything, because it doesn't come out of the label's cut. If you don't know anything about shows, I'm giving you free game. Fuck your rider. This is what it is. You pay for that. The label may put the money up, but it comes out of your profits to pay it back. Gabe, out of that 9 million, how much did Drake pay in, I don't know, putting on that tour?
At least 60% of that.
At fucking least. Drake made $4 million touring.
I was going to say he put out 5. Yeah. Sounds about right.
If you watched the Rough Riders documentary, they talked about how hard it was. Puffy talked about how hard it was to put on some of those big shows he did, like that reunion show, and how much bread he had to kick out. How he put up $1 million just to have one night in the stadium. He paid $1 million just to put on one show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because that's what it takes to do a tour and a big show and to do it right. Right? Everybody eats. Everybody eats. Guess what else you got to pay? The police. They got to change the floor of traffic. Oh not your security. The police.
Yeah.
Those venues,
like the local police.
Yes, actual police and the sheriffs are there. Clearing the roads, they do that for you. Getting you to the airport, they do that for you. You have to pay them. Oh boy, yo! If Drake was a number 1 grossing tour artist, making $18 million last year, and he only took home 4. In 2019, there was no COVID. How much everybody else making?
4 translates to just under 25% of the total. So, I think a regular artist who's probably performing at venues that are kind of like, the civic centers, things like that, the Bar Devon, you know what I'm saying? The local, place where they throw performing arts centers and shit like that. They're not stadiums. They're not big, extravagant. You know what I mean?
You get 1 or 2 stadiums, maybe, if you're a big enough artist.
If you're big enough, maybe you get lucky. You go to Cali or Florida. You got an outdoor venue that has but I think in total, these artists are probably getting, I don't know. They're probably on paper getting like 50, 60 a show, something like that.
Sure.
G's I'm talking about, 50, 60 G's a show. And then they'll have 10, 20 tour dates. And then you do the math on that. So, if you got 10 of those, so you're talking about 600,000. So 1.2 million on a 20 tour deal if you're getting 60 a show.
Yep.
And so a quarter of that, you're right back down to about 275,000 because it's just under a quarter.
I'll give you 300K.
300K for 20 tour dates.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of hard work for that too. I mean, it's a good year. Don't get me wrong.
Listen, it's a great year. I'll even do it better. Mm-hmm. Most niggas ain't even getting 20 shows at that number. Because when you go to the 60? Champ for Poughkeepsie, yeah. Because like we have artists like 22 G's, right? Or Ron Suno, who are coming up here in a couple of weeks to do shows. And they're lower tier, but bubbling artists.
Yeah, sure.
They're not making 60 racks in Poughkeepsie. Mm-hmm. They're making 20.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
And that's like 3/4 of your shows are the smaller venues. You might go to the Mercedes-Benz Dome for like your biggest show and make 75K out there, but the rest of your shows you're making 10 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like five niggas on Drake level who can give me 100K a show. That's like 5 people on the planet.
So you're saying all these rappers they can't really afford the 4 fingers filled with platinum and diamonds and the Maserati?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is don't forget the stories that come out 2 years later when people like Future owes $1 million in jewelry because he can't pay for it. We overlook that part. We see the cars, we see the shows, the jewels, right? The private jets. We seem to forget all the stories that come out a year or 2 later. Future didn't pay for his fucking mansion. This person didn't pay for the jewelry. This person didn't pay for security. These niggas don't got the money that they talking about. Yeah, they can go get a Wraith, but you know what? They didn't pay cash for the Wraith.
Mm-hmm.
They basically get a blank check. Oh, you Future. All right, nigga, you'll pay it back. They don't even run credit reports on that kind of celebrity. Did you know that? They don't do it. If I was Michael Jordan, I work into a shop, no one's gonna say, let me run your credit. This is real. This is not, I'm not fucking with you when I say this. If Drake walk into a car dealership, no one's gonna say, let me run your credit. They're gonna say, have it, and you sign a promissory note. Yeah. That's what they do. When you make that when you're that person, you sign a promissory note. Basically a contract that says, no matter what the fuck this is, I'm gonna pay it back by this time. Whether in installments or all at once. That's what they do. They don't get credit check.
Right.
Cool. Your favorite rappers ain't fucking rich. And I say this not to clown nobody. I say it to bring perspective. Right? All 100 bands and on your picture with you and all that shit sounds good. It does. But these niggas is hot for like a year and then they gone.
Right. I think factions like what Griselda's doing probably has a nice blueprint and foundation to their business on their end. You know what I mean? So
why do you think the locks started getting juice bars and shit? They need to make money. They need business income. Why do you think they start hitting niggas up on IG and saying, give me $600 to give you a story post?
Right. Or I'll put you on the mixtape that I'm hosting. You know what I mean? But not to clown the locks for doing that though, because, a lot of people would have great ideas like to open up businesses and do different things and different services and whatnot. But the truth is that you need some financial backing for that. And you either got to go to a bank and be credit worthy enough for them to give it to you after you came up with this you hired lawyers, you came up with an elaborate business plan, you brought that all to the table, and the bank was like, okay, I'll give you this 150 to get it going. Or you have that money and you do something with it. So I commend the locks and people like them, like Rick Ross, you know what I mean, that take the money that they have, so they don't have to go to a bank, and turn that into a business venture. You know what I mean? Like that's super smart. It's super smart. But the point is that it's necessary because you're not going to sustain a big lifestyle with just your music if you're paying attention to what's really going on. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Nigga, diversify your stocks and bonds. Wu-Tang Financial.
Yeah. Let's go.
Am I taking it back?
You took it back all the way. Services. Yeah, took it back to 1995, baby. Yo, shout out to everybody that's in here.
Absolutely.
Teach them. Yo, Chris Rodriguez, man, we love you out here.
Yeah,
you
man.
know that, right?
Listen, all I'm saying to people is, look, I aspire to be an artist. Whatever. I am an artist. I aspire to be the Drakes and the Kendricks and all them people, right? That's all fine and dandy. But don't lose sight of reality, right? If you make a little money, you get a little success, you should invest in yourself first. Get a business. Take your ass back to college, get your bachelor's, right? Make your money work for you. Invest in the stock market. Learn what the fuck is going on out here in the world. People who have wealth, which is not just money, but wealth, it's different. They play a different game. That's why you see niggas like Adam Sandler walking around with a holy Walmart t-shirt and baggy corduroy pants, right? Because it ain't about that. It's not about making Balenciaga rich. That's dumb as fuck. Make your money work for you. Realize that the biggest niggas in the game, right, might make $5 million a year doing this. And that's 5 to 10 people on the whole planet. On the whole planet. So your Rod Waves and all them other niggas you would want to be, right, who popping, they make $500,000. Which is great until you buy a house.
No, I was gonna say that. I mean, it's great money. I'm not saying it's not great money, but it's not as lavish as you would think.
It's not what you think.
Right. To that point, did you peep how Jay-Z and Will Smith are involved in a project with it's almost like helping with financial literacy?
I did. And I think that's fucking smart.
It's so fire. The concept is called, it's like rent to own is the concept. And basically if you're a renter and you're eligible, right, and you want to do it, they'll actually help you and teach you and tell you how much money you need to save to buy the spot that you're in. So they bought up all these properties and they're going to get people into them that are going to be renting it for the first 2 years. And their idea is, their course is that within those 2 years, they're going to show you what needs to be done for you to actually own that same property, and flip it that way, which I think is super dope because, financial literacy, I think, goes a little ignored, and it was said, I think NHO Bravo said this the other day, but he was like, yo, if you can't manage, $1,000 and get it right, you ain't gonna be able to manage $100,000 and get it right. It just means you don't know how to manage money.
That's a really popular meme that goes around.
Yeah, and it's true. You know what I'm saying? So I commend stuff like this, and we both know that whether they started off that way or they were just smart enough to pay attention to those in their ear, Will Smith and Jay-Z know how to make that money. You know what I mean? I think it's super dope that they're a part of something like this to try to bring up some more financial literacy out here. So salute to those brothers.
Even though it's a Ponzi scheme. Hold up. See, you laughing. I'm not shitting on it. All I'm saying is it's a Ponzi scheme. But you can still benefit if you play the game properly. So the way that you own it in 2 years is that the financial company that they've stood up behind this program is the people that are going to lend you the money. And they're going to be part owners in every person who does this. It's a Ponzi scheme. Y'all niggas going to be feeding day pockets, and you're going to have partial ownership, not complete ownership. And the hidden parts of the contract, if you want to own that, you got to pay that buyout to get them out of that. That's going to be way more than the value of the property's worth. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Being a part owner of a building with Jay-Z, Will Smith, super dope, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Understand that they ain't nothing altruistic about what the fuck they doing. It's still about making money. And this is a legal Ponzi scheme. They're basically being a fucking bank, but they're going to trade off of their celebrity. I'm Jay-Z, so take my money. It's like, I'm Jay-Z, so stream on my service, stream on title. I'm Jay-Z, so drink Ace of Spades.
Let me do a shameless plug right here. So US Alliance is a credit union that I'm very familiar with. And if you want more information on it, you can hit up Angie. She'll let you know. But they actually offer some financial literacy programs, and they'll actually teach you some stuff along the way to, so if you don't want to get involved with like a rent to own, what do you call that? I don't want to call it a scheme. The rent to own like format, you know what I'm saying?
But them niggas definitely eating.
Yeah, but they're not stupid. They know how to make money. But I just think it's dope that they were part of the faction that got together, helped raise that money. They raised $165 million to buy up some properties and get it done. So you don't put in that kind of money not to make money. I think that's pretty, pretty straightforward. Did you watch Space Jam 2 by chance? We're getting asked by Mr. Bill Skills.
No.
I didn't either. I have zero desire. Yeah. I had no desire, Bill. I have zero. That would have to be something that's like on HBO, and I'm just flipping through the channels, and it comes on.
It's on HBO, and you can just flip through the channel and watch it. That's exactly what it is, right?
But if you have HBO, if you have HBO,
you have HBO Gate?
No, I don't.
All right, you do. I'm gonna give you my password in a second.
All right, dope. I would really appreciate that. A little HBO Max in my life again would not hurt. I actually got HBO Max because Godzilla vs. Kong was debuting on it. So I had got it for that couple months, and then I let it go.
Smart man.
I'm a Jordan head, so I wanted it to compare. I got you. I think everybody was doing the comparison. What I didn't like about Space Jam 2 and the criticism that was coming out about is like people were like attacking the acting and like the
bad acting, bro.
You know? But like it's not. But that's not what that's there for. You're not there. You're not watching Space Jam 2 to see dope acting.
Like, why are you watching Space Jam 2? Let's just sum it up right there. I don't want to be on Space Jam like hard body. But why are you watching Space Jam 2? What's the purpose?
Why would I watch it?
Why you said you're not watching it for the acting? So why should people watch Space Jam?
Just to be entertained. It's cartoons playing basketball with real people. I mean, what more do you want? It's a kids show. It's a kids movie.
It's okay. Why should a grown up watch Space Jam 2 without kids?
There's no reason
Thank you.
There's no reason.
I was trying to get you there, bro. You was fighting me like, yo, why would a grown man watch Space Jam 2 without children? There's no reason.
If you saw the first one, you had to see 2. I saw the first one. I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, and I didn't have to see 2 skills. I saw the first one, didn't need to see 2. I was good.
I didn't need the skills. I ain't gonna hold you though. I still love you, but I don't need Space Jam 2 in my life.
I saw them Space Jam 2 LeBrons already. They was already out like a month before the movie came out. So I was watching. No, I was watching the Space Jam 1 to see the Space Jam Jordans. You know what I mean? we knew Michael was gonna be super trash in the movie. We knew this already. LeBron ain't better, bro. He's super trash in this movie. I seen snippets. I ain't gonna hold you.
For nostalgic reasons, I will do the hater thing like they do in battle rap, talking about 3-0 in the second round. I'll just say Space Jam 1's better. You gonna watch it now?
Watch it. I've seen like the first 20 something minutes of this. I've seen snippets. I watched 2 reviews because I was trying to get a feel for it, what niggas were saying.
Yeah. But they talked about the acting, right?
And look, the snips they show of LeBron trying to act like surprised and shit like that. Terrible. Terrible.
Like, he's not an actor.
I know. So then don't fucking act. Look, shut up and dribble. Just shut up and dribble. Go run some more schools. You're not a principal either, but you do that better than you act. Go run a school. I'm sorry. This shit is. I'm gonna go watch the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Bill Skills says we funny. We love you, Bill. Make sure you catching Bill Sundays. Bill. Yeah, 12 to 3 Sundays, 91.3 on your dial. The Digging in the Crate show with the one and only Bill Skills. I'll be working with that brother all weekend long. I will be with him. I saw a cool thing, and it still makes me sad, man. And it leads us into one of our segments. But this dude, Pop Smoke's album. You see what he did in that first week, man? 88K, number 1 on the top 200.
That's Pop so trash.
Smoke.
No, Pop the 88K Smoke. Is super dirt.
What are you gonna do? Album. What are you gonna do? There's not a lot of music out there to compete with it. You know,
that's I thought, dirt.
But 88,000, shit. I wish I could sell 88,000 of anything.
But that's not what he did. He only sold. What was it? 4,000.
4,000 copies.
Yeah, he only sold 4,000 copies. No, he only sold 4,000 copies. Like through iTunes, Google Play, he only sold 4,000. The other 84 come from streams.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's equate to that, right?
Yeah, it's dirt.
That's crazy how they equate all that stuff, bro. It's insane. But he apparently it's some record though that he was able to debut at number 1.
What record?
Billboard. He broke some record, bro. I was looking at it earlier.
You sure?
Yeah, like I don't know if it was like for. Let me go look at it. Hold on. I could go get it for you.
Please do. I know they was talking about it. His second posthumous album. Mm-hmm. Not too many dead people have done that.
Right.
I know they was talking about that, but he didn't break a record that I knew about. 88K is dirt for a number one album. Nobody, I'm not saying it to be funny. I'm saying that's dirt. Like most number one albums is like 250,000 equivalents.
Poor Pop Smoke. Even in his posthumous, he can't get any respect out in this bitch.
You got respect. Listen, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. Dope
always.
Album. A little too long, but dope album. Mm-hmm. This Faith record, which you're going to talk about, that ain't it. I don't care how the fuck you slice it. That ain't it.
Well, that's a perfect segue into the Tape Deck Project review, where Blackout and I have listened to an album over the last week or so. We try to give it at least a once through, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times if we can. And we talk about some standard things. We talk about production. We talk about content. We talk about structure. We talk about our least and most favorite. And we want to know if one of us would be running that back. So, since you started off, why don't you continue, sir? It was the Faith album by one Pop Smoke, RIP to that brother. Starts off, I think, with his mom talking. Take it from there.
Give me a second. You can't just tell me to jump in and I'm not prepared to jump in.
He's always, don't let him fool you, bro. He's always prepared, this dude. Trust me.
I ain't prepared. I got to pull it up right quick. Hold up.
I got it. I got the playlist.
Who remembers all these fucking song titles? I know. Pop Smoke. When you got 50 fucking songs per album, Pop Smoke, Faith, Deluxe. I ran back to Deluxe several times because I like Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. We good? I like Meet the Woo too. I do. I think they're good projects for this kind of music. I think they're good. I think the 50 Cent comparisons, while not rapping the same, but that same kind of gravelly tone to how he's rapping and the way he delivers shit, very, 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 very apt. So I agree. This fucking album ain't it, and it ain't his fault. These are snippets. These is recycled lines. These are things that you've seen and heard from on other records, and you heard it. There are songs up here that ain't even songs. There's one song that's just 4 bars, and then Pharrell does 4 bars, and then they repeat the same 4 bars 2 other times. And that's the end of the whole song. 4, not 8, not 1 verse. 4 bars. 4 bars. That song is called Spoiled. It's like a minute long, a minute and a half. It is 4 bars. Why disrespect the legacy and what people feel about this man by putting out shit like this? Why? Supposed to be a cash grab. This is not fucking good music, bro. There's like 4 complete songs in this whole album. 4. The rest of these are just snippets, and it's trash.
Yikes. What do you think of Manslaughter, Rick Ross?
It was cool. I love the way Rick Ross sounds on the record. That don't make the record fire, but I love the way Ricky sounds on that record. And if you take out Pop, not saying he was bad, but just make it a Rick Ross versus featuring the Dream record, I'm happy.
I like the Pusha T joint, Top Shotter.
The original version is way better.
I'm trying to see. I'm gonna point out what I like about it.
No, you got categories. You're not supposed to do this shit. We got categories.
All right, fine.
You was asking for the overall feel, but this is my overall feel. This album is trash. Not bad. This is a trash album. Not because Pop Smoke is trash, but this album as a project is fucking trash. That's what I'm talking about. As a project, it's trash. Oh, it's a bunch of throwaway. This is a bunch of fucking throwaway. And you can tell by looking at the streaming numbers. Look at the charts. You know what I mean? A week later.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
This album actually played like, it was a good timing because I was driving to Jersey with wifey and, you're on a beach and stuff. So you can just kind of just put stuff on and just let it run and tune in when it, every once in a while, and then, give it a full listen when you're sitting on the beach with your headphones in, that sort of thing. This album played and it just went straight through. And it was kind of like background noise a little bit, but I never at one point did I go, hold on. What was that? What did he just say right there? And like, and rewind. Oh, I like that. I never once did that through the whole listen, and that usually happens at least once or twice on an album where you're like, what was that? Oh, I like that beat, whatever, run that back right here. So it kind of just played. And when it finished playing, I kind of said to Angie, I'm like, that wasn't bad, but I don't remember anything about it. And Pop, like, just wasn't really saying like too much.
Nothing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Black.
Yeah.
Pop was responsible somewhat or maybe directly for like the drill sound, right? That was him.
No.
Oh, okay.
He
didn't have the drill. He blew up off of it.
Yeah, he came. So like somebody in this album, like Ross Swish, who's on the track, Brush 'em. Ross Swish and them. Those dudes is like drill.
The drill.
And they take it from Chicago, and Chicago took it from the UK.
Okay.
So, but no, Pop probably got the quickest off drill.
Right.
But drill was popping for like 2 years. And
okay.
He made his own.
Right. But he adopted that sound to blow.
He adopted the drill sound. Yes.
Yeah. So this album, no, he didn't do that. This is very different than that. The beats on here are not drill like beats anymore. It's more commercial. I think everything's geared to be a commercial, like a potential single, like everything.
There's some drill up here. There's like 8 or 9 drill songs.
Yeah, but they're not heavy. It's not heavy drill.
Correct.
Would you say heavy? It's not.
It's not because you have to build the beat around somebody's vocals, which is different than putting vocals around a beat.
Correct.
So you have to let the beat breathe a little bit because you don't have the option to have niggas double up or do certain things with their sound. You have to just take what they have raw,
right,
and then not have the beat overpower it because you can't really tweak it.
Because I couldn't help but on my second time through the album, I couldn't help but think to myself, like, he's not, it's like this, like, I feel like this isn't the Pop Smoke sound. Like it's almost like this is like the commercial radio friendly pop that they put on here. Like they made it that way, you know?
I can see why you feel that way, but this is not even good commercial rap. Like they literally took most of the that I would call like good shit, like AP and shit like that, and put it out already. Like this is leftovers, and it's obvious it's leftovers. This is like throwaways. There's a version of "Welcome to the Party" up here.
Oh, okay.
If you listen to the verses, you'd be like, "Oh, that's right. He changed some of the words and made Welcome to the Party." You hear no for real. You hear the 50 Cent Cake line in like 6 songs, where they're literally just recycling it, and which is bad because the best song up here, "Tell the Vision," right, which is way the
Kanye one,
Kanye track. They made the 50 Cent Cake shit part of the hook, and then they hear it buried in like 5 of the songs. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh god, the way this put together is so bad.
Did you like 8 Ball with Cudi?
Didn't care.
Yeah, that's the thing with this album. Is like when we get to it, you'll know because like it's like which way's up, which way's down. Like what you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of monotony on this one. It all kind of just blended together for me. You know what I mean? Like to be honest, like that's. How about Demeanor? You didn't like Demeanor?
What's the next category, bro? I want to follow.
My God. All right.
I don't want to talk about individual song.
Okay, fine. So we talk about overall, right? So content wise, that pretty much covers like the content. Did you find anything noteworthy about the content on this album?
I give them a pass on content because it's literally whatever verses they could put together. Right. So it's a lot. I mean, and if you listen to the vocals, a lot of times you can realize that it was recorded before his first album because you hear how young he sounds on some of the records. He sounds really long. He's not using that gravelly deep voice on some of the records because it's really old throwaways. And like I said, you hear the precursor to "Welcome to the Party," which is a 3-year-old song. You hear the song that became "Welcome to the Party." That song had to be 2017, right? He had to have been 15, 16. And you hear the vocals and you're like, okay, I hear it. It sounds not as good, not as polished. His testicles didn't drop yet. He doesn't have the deep bass voice yet, but you hear it. So like it stands out when you get "Welcome to the Party" and you get, prepubescent Pop Smoke. Like his whole hook is the way he sounds. So when he doesn't sound that way, it sounds fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
When it comes to content, I give him a pass because it's literally just whatever they could find.
I appreciated some verses on there. If we were talking about content, I appreciated Pusha T's contribution. I appreciated Kanye's. I appreciated
what Pop Smoke sounded like. It's his album. Did he say anything content wise? He was like, all right, that's dope.
No, that's no
single verse.
No, nothing stood out to me.
Not one verse, right?
No. I like what Pusha T did. Was it Quavo maybe on Backdoor that I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. But yeah, with as many high powered features that are on this, you look at the track list and you're like, and the feature list, and you're like, oh wow, this would be so dope if this kid was alive and doing all this stuff. This would have been so fire. You know what I mean? So I guess there's a little bit of a letdown there for me. I like, to be honest with everybody watching this right now, I wasn't like expecting a lot from this kid from the jump. You know what I mean? At first I thought he's just going to be like a little fad. They like his voice. He'll be in and out of this thing real quick. You know what I mean? And maybe it would have been that way if he was alive. Who knows? They tend to carry things on, posthumously. But I wasn't expecting a lot. You know what I mean? So when I heard this, it kind of just fit my expectation of what I was going to get. I'm not a big fan of albums that come out after the fact, you know what I'm saying? Just generally speaking, because of what Black Guy was saying, a lot of times they're using, cutting room floor stuff is what they're using to put together the songs. Usually that's the case. That's why that one, the Biggie duets joint was so dope, because they didn't do that. They grabbed his dopest verses that he did that were super fire, other cuts of them, and then blended them with more music. You know what I'm saying? That was different. The way this is done, it's almost like they want you to feel like, oh, this is Pop's new song and it's super dope, and feed his family off of this joint. I don't think that was the case on this one, but I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting too much. So content wise, he didn't say nothing special for me. I love the way the kid sounded. I think his voice was super unique. I think it has I don't know if you could follow me on this one, but doesn't his voice kind of have it has like a Lloyd Banks element to his voice.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what You know what I mean? Super dope. I think he was a bright kid. Just some of the stuff, like the way he was rapping, how he chose to ride on beats. I think, as an artist, I think he was going to be pretty bright with it. But it does make you sad that he's not around. So that's kind of what I meant when I said what I said to set this off. So, that's my deal for content. Production wise, I think we kind of touched on it a little bit.
I like a lot of the production.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's varied, it's different. Obviously I like the Pharrell production. I don't like Pop on it. If that makes sense. I don't like Top Shotta. The original version, if y'all know what I'm talking about, then you know what I mean. Like, that's not.
I don't.
That record is not that record. That's a different record, and they put Pop on it. That's not the original record. But the Neptune production, I like. I don't like Pop on the Neptune production. That's what I mean. But this shit, like, I like Woo Baby. I like the way it sounds. I don't like the song. I think it's the closest thing to like insert verse, insert R&B, generic hook number 2, insert verse. Generic hook number 3, like typical 2007 style song, if that makes sense. But it's the same shit. It ain't like he was like, you can finesse a female on a rap love song, but you can do it without having to be redundant and repetitive, right? Like, I got it. I'm gonna buy you a purse. I'm gonna buy you a bag. What else? I mean, I don't think he literally said anything else. And I'm not knocking him, because I understand these songs are created. But even listening to other artists who make songs like this now, it's literally nothing. It's not like you were intelligent. I was attracted to your mind, so I want to make sex to your I want to make love to your psyche. It's nothing interesting. It's always just, I'll buy you a bag, you suck my dick. That's what this song is for me. Boring. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Production wise, I like 60-70% of these beats. I don't think it's badly produced. I agree with Gabe that some of the drill tracks don't hit as hard as they supposed to, but I also understand as a producer why that is. They need to let the tracks breathe so you can hear the other artists. So I'm okay with some of the production up here. I am. Even if I don't think the songs came together well.
I'm actually of the same opinion. I think the production is good. Like I said, I think a lot of these songs, these beats could be on the radio. They sound like commercial like music to me. You know what I mean? So, and that's kind of a compliment coming from me. It's not because when I say that, I'm saying that these beats in production can hit a wider audience than say something that, you know, Bill and I would like. You know what I'm saying? Bill and I would rather a dope, you know, boom bap, bass line driven, horn driven beat than this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we both know that these beats on this album are going to have way more appeal to a way bigger audience than the tracks that I would like. You know what I'm saying? So I give it that. I do like the production. I think you'd actually have to, I think somebody would be a little hard pressed to find a beat that's not up to par. You know what I'm saying? On the album, actually. So nothing crazy or outstanding, but as far as like production and useful production, it definitely checks the boxes on that stuff. What were your least and most favorite on this?
I actually like a couple of songs up here. Mm-hmm. My most favorite song, not even close. Television. That shit slam, that beat slam, the way they use pop voice. Fucking went ham. I like the Pusha verse. I wish Pusha didn't say anything about Tyler's album and his album coming, because I think when you make those kind of references, you date the song. So you make the song really feel like a moment in time. Like next year, I'm not gonna be saying, you know, Tyler got the album of the year. Like that sounds kind of corny. Right. I wish he would have left that alone. But still, the way Pusha sounds on the record, I'm always for that. So give me more Pusha T. And Kanye just kind of did his scary scream shit on television, which is what he does now. And I was like, this fits. You know what I mean? I was like, this fits. And then that fucking beat drops, and then we made it. I was like, this shit is fire. So that's my shit. I actually like Brush 'Em with Ross Wish.
I was just gonna say record. That.
That's how drill was sounding before it got super commercialized. That's how it sounded. It was more room to breathe and play on the song. So I like that record. I like I'm going through the list right now. There's a lot of I'm gonna leave it right there. These are my favorite, my worst. I like those two records in particular. Brush 'Em and Television. Tracks I hate. You ready? Spoiled. The fuck is that? Everything past 20. Hot garbage.
Everything past 20. Yeah. The rundown one. I don't understand that song so much.
It's a lot of and look, and getting his people, his homies on these records, I understood it. You know, on point like OP, Travi, Dreadwoo. I was like, all right, these is people. But they didn't really do much for me. So Spoiled, I think, is an abomination. That shouldn't even be a record. But like Money Man, I think is dirt. There was Cracking record with Takeoff. Like what? I don't know why it exists. Beat the Speaker, I think, is dumb. And that's just Pop by Smoke. There's a lot of weak records up here to me.
I did not mind the Woo Baby with Chris Brown.
Because it sounds poppy. It sounds like a pop record.
Yeah, I don't mind that one. I was asking you about the 8 Ball record with Kid Cudi. I don't really like that song. I don't really like that song too much. So for me, I actually like More Time, the second joint on the.
I like More Time's okay.
Yeah, I like More Time. It gave me hope for the album because the first song is more like his mom talking and all that, you know, and then like I forget if he drops a verse on that, but then More Time comes on. I was like, yo, I kind of like this, and then Television comes on, so it's like he warms you up and then he smacked you with that one. You know what I'm saying? So one thing we didn't talk about was the album structure, and I felt like they did a good job with the beginning of this because they took a person who's like a observer but not necessarily a fan of Pop Smoke, and they did lure me into the album in the beginning.
A whole lot of cat. The first 5 records in a row is like, I get this structure, so I'm not. Once again, I'm not. But then it ended About a Million or Manslaughter, but they okay records.
It goes off into the abyss though after that. And it's just all the same kind of shit going on. Little variances here and there because some of the production is pretty cool, but nothing like super stand out, from that point on. So I agree with you that Television is probably one of the better songs, if not the best song on the album. I like More Time. I did not like 30 with Busy Banks. I did not like I kind of like the Woo Baby joint with Chris Brown. The Kid Cudi joint 8 Ball, I didn't like that. And the Rundown song, I didn't like that at all.
Bro, in the Dua Lipa record, Demeanor, that's fucking throwaway.
I was asking you about that. Yeah.
And look, I listened to the interviews from like Victor and them that Pop wanted to do more crossover records. This shit is horrible. This shit don't fit. This don't fit at all.
So here's the question, Black. We've introduced a new thing to the Run It Back where you can do a partial run back. You could not run it back, or you could run it back. What you doing?
What is a partial run back?
That's when we were like, I'll go back to this because I want to hear these 2 songs.
That's cheating. That's a hedge. I don't like hedges. I like definitive statements. Either you're going to run this shit back or you're not going to run it back. Because you can always say, I'm going to run it back for 3 songs, and that's boring as fuck, Gabe. I'm going to need you to stand on what you feel, man. Either you're going to run that shit back or you're going to let that shit fly. Because you can always run it back for 2 tracks.
I'm not running it back. This shit back ever. Personally, me, I'm not running it back.
Yo, I added Television to my playlist. And I added Brush 'Em.
Okay, yeah. The Brush 'Em song is good.
I ain't never playing this again.
I left that one out. That's my bad. I think people are hurting his legacy by putting out these albums. In his opinion, Chris Rodriguez says that. What do you think about that? You think it's hurting him, or is it carrying on the legacy?
I don't think it matters. I think the statement is 100% correct, and I agree with the statement. Like, this is damning to somebody's legacy, but it doesn't actually change his legacy. Who he was is already defined because the story is no longer being written. And that's what I mean by that. Does that make sense? Like, nobody thinks that your second posthumous album could have been you. Like, your first joint, you had parts of that, a lot of parts of that. But your second, we didn't think that was you at all. So I don't think it's his legacy at all.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, probably does damage the legacy, especially if it's not super fire like the Biggie duets was. I can't, like, was there a Tupac album that came out after he died that everybody was clamoring for? No, right?
Nope.
They were just,
you got the one and that was it.
Machiavelli.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I can't really remember like a posthumous album that was like super dope besides Biggie duets, and that one was kind of cheating a little bit.
Yeah, I don't. That's a Puffy album. Biggie duets is a Puffy album. That's a collaborative album with Biggie versus Stone up there. Let's keep it a bundle. That's not a Biggie album at all. Yeah. Born Again is a posthumous Biggie album. That's not a good album.
It's not. There's a couple songs on it that are fire.
Yeah. That's not a good album.
The one with Eminem, I've always loved that one.
Dead Wrong is my shit.
Yeah. That's just dope. That's just fire. That's a fire record.
I think it's hard to do posthumous albums justice. Because no matter how close you are with somebody, you're not that person. You're not going to create the way they create. I don't care who knows me personally. If I die right now and you go to my hard drive and grab records, it's not going to sound like the way I would put it together. Whether you like it or not, it's just not, because it's not me doing it.
Right.
Maybe my words, but maybe my beats, my sequencing, none of that. Right. I may have gone back and tweaked it and everything. So I think it's hard. I think the best you can do is try to pay homage by saying, look, this is what was left. Let's give it to the people. Here's something you can take with you. I think that's dope. I think the first album was too long, but at least to me, it sounded like it was 80% done and you had to fill in some blanks. This record is completely a cash grab.
Yeah.
This is not, there is nothing about, there's not 8 songs up here where it's like, these 8 songs is fire and this could have been another shorter album. That's not what this is. This is like 4 records worth of material and then like 2 other verses they chopped up. This is trash.
And wasted production.
And wasted production. So I don't think it hurts Pop's legacy because I think niggas know that. What I will say is that this is not a good addition to his catalog. And
that's a fair take.
Shoot for the Stars, that record was everywhere for a whole year. It stayed in the charts for a whole year. Even right now, I believe For the Night is still on the record. It's still on the charts after 50 something weeks. I think it's still charting. This record, this album will not do that. I think Television will be at the top for a while. I think people like Brushing, but it didn't make the charts. I think about 1 million. It's probably gonna hang around for a little bit. But once Television is done, that's it. That's literally it. Like, this is not a good album. Yeah. Unfortunately.
So it's a no on the run back for me. So for next week, we got a couple different choices, and I'm willing to talk it out with you real quick. We could go like local 845 people. We got the Styles P joint that dropped. You want to go local or you want to go industry?
Whatever you want to do. I would not take that from you. I think it's good that we have different things we want to bring into the conversation. I'm okay with that. So you completely decide.
Let's talk about a local brother who actually cares about what he's writing down and has a message and has a 29-minute project that you can easily digest, and we could talk about it next week. Write down, this is the irony in this is, and why I'm saying it is, the album is called The Blackout, correctly spelled with a C, no capital O. So The Blackout by Matthew Hardy. It's on Apple Music right now. That's where I'm listening to it. Matthew MJT Hardy. It's called The Blackout. Actually met this brother at the Yard.
Wait, how do I find this shit? What's his Apple Music name?
Matthew MJT.
MATTHEW?
Yep.
MJT?
MJ, like Michael Jordan Thomas. Hardy.
Is this all one word? What the fuck is this?
That's the artist name.
That's the whole thing, no spaces?
All spaces. Matthew space.
Okay.
Matthew space MJT space Hardy.
This is dumb. Do better, bro. No, that's dumb. Do way better.
Is he there now? Do you see the Blackout? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's listen to the Blackout. I would love to hear your take on this.
You ran this already? You know what it sound like?
I just listened to it on the way home.
Okay.
I'm actually interviewing him on Voice of the Valley on Thursday, so be an interesting thing.
Tell him never use my name again.
I'll be at the Yard event soon. Had some issues. Yo, what's going on, NHO Bravo? I spoke on you earlier, brother. I was referencing a meme that you had posted. We were talking about the financial literacy. You actually sparked a 20-minute, 10-minute conversation about financial literacy, people managing their money. But salute to NHO Bravo in the buildings. Follow that man. Make sure you're checking out his music. Let me ask you this, Blackout. I recently posted on my Facebook that I'm done with Twitter because I had just read a post that said, when are y'all going to understand that hip hop is not boom bap and hip hop is something else now? Boom bap was a niche in the timeline of hip hop. And it is not hip hop itself. Hip hop is not that. Boom bap is not hip hop. When you hear me say that, are you shaking your head in agreement, or are you dumbfounded by that statement?
Troll's gonna troll.
Right? Like, it's asinine to say hip hop is not boom bap and boom bap is not hip hop. I don't care who you are.
Boom bap is where hip hop started. So that's exactly. You don't know any better. That's
don't know any better. Almost like the dude that was in my DMs. You know, like I just wanted to make sure you would shake your head on that one, because I was literally appalled at this dude. I sent a reply, but I didn't get crazy.
Oh, good.
But yeah, man. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So, anything you want to add more to the show?
Take us home, bro.
We don't take it. All right, we did. Let's go. I want to salute everybody who tuned in, whether you came in here late, whether you came in for 5 minutes and you just said what's up and you bounced. I appreciate every single one of y'all, Blackout and Angie and the whole Finally TV family. appreciates y'all when you tune in to this What We Talk About podcast that me and Blackout been building. I recently read another local podcast, Too Humble, talking about a picture of them two chilling, doing their thing on their show that they have basically every night. You could check them out 7:30 on Facebook, Too Humble Productions, LLC. Shout out to Cove out there. But they had put a post up with them chilling, looking handsome, talking about name a better duo. And I did not want to get into anything crazy, so I didn't say nothing. I just let it fly. But I can name a flyer duo because love y'all. Make sure you tuning in next week. Tuesday, it's What We Talking About podcast. Blackout, Gabriel. Shout out to my girl, Angie, and my little puppy, Hazel, who I miss tremendously right now. But I thank y'all for tuning in. Dog. What? That's a
grown woman. Look, that's a grown woman. Is she 21 yet?
Yeah, listen.
She 21 yet? How old is she?
She's 4.5.
Oh, nigga, she's like 30, 32, 33. She's a grown woman.
Listen, let's see what Bravo said right before we go. You could make a point that Boom Bat didn't have the cultural impact, but that's even a reach. Big facts. NHO Bravo in the building. So listen, I'm going to take us home. Blackout, you the man for being who you is. Please continue doing that. We will be back here next week to talk about it all. For Angie, Black, myself, Gabriel, subscribe to the channel. Party people, let's go. Peace.